Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. So let's just dive in and let's start off with this video that Crypto Geek News over on Twitter posted. And it is talking about Swift and the Banksters that sued Ripple in order to buy time to develop their own Ripple and XRP knockoff. Now, I will say this. I don't believe that they are going to achieve this simply because of what Matthew Lin Y posted down here. XRP is open source. Anyone can make their own fork, but will it be private? If so, now it has counterparty risk. Will it be free to use? XRP is basically free, and it does show the transactional value per transaction, or the transactional fee per transaction. And then, of course, no restrictions on who can use it. Biggest problem, though, that I will see Swift and any major bankster running into is patent on-demand liquidity. On-demand liquidity is the big game changer. In fact, it is the holy grail behind what Ripple has created that utilizes XRP. It's huge. It's massive in the scale of not only value transfer, but also value keyword settlement. We are going to go in depth on this as well. Messaging and settlement, two completely different things. But listen closely, and then we will comment more on this after this video is played.
And there was another frivolous lawsuit of Ripple Labs by the U.S. government. It's, David, just to slow them down.
They're just kicking the can down the road. They're just slowing the pace.
Because the banksters are not ready. And I'm going to make a bold comment, and it's just in my own vernacular. The banksters are good at fraud and murder. They're not good at software engineering.
Yeah.
Okay, there are lots of precedents. Like Neil Keenan was murdered and replaced. He was all about the old bonds, the gold-backed bonds. They murder people left and right. They actually murdered somebody, a source of mine. They murdered a close friend of his in Europe, and it really shook up my friend. The banksters sued XRP and Ripple Labs in order to buy time, not so much to hold them back as to, well, it's two motives. One, to hold back the development of the Ripple Labs, but it didn't work because they're still working. And the other motive is to buy time in order for the banksters to develop something in a similar manner with the intellectual property so that they can match Ripple and say, we've got our own Ripple, we don't need your Ripple, but they failed. And now they're saying, we need your Ripple. We're going to make a deal with you. We're going to have a timetable. We're going to have a schedule. It's going to be 18 to 24 months. We've got a span of time, and it is our accord. It's proof that the banksters failed in developing a similar system to XRP, and the same thing happened with Reggie Middleton. They failed in developing the building blocks for the digital financial structures that include banks and bond markets and stock market. It's the whole world.
And of course, you could speculate on this all day long on will they buy back all the XRP? Will they put a monetary value on XRP and, have XRP facilitate it in just transfers alone and not have any retail touching it? I've heard a lot of discussions around this, but, one thing that comes to mind around this is just the fact that for the longest time, and for well over the last 2 years since this SEC lawsuit, they have tried to kill Ripple and XRP's momentum. They've slowed it. That surely is a fact. They have slowed down the momentum, but Ripple continues to expand outside of the United States. XRP continues to be adopted outside of the United States. The biggest question in the entire room is, what are they going to do next? What is going to happen next? Say for so the SEC loses this lawsuit, right? What if Ripple wins? What if Ripple has full-on clarity for XRP. What's going to be the next movement from them? Well, if they fail, I believe that Swift will utilize XRP. Let's actually look into this. So Anderson posted this over on Twitter. And it says, David Schwartz likes to mention how bad current Swift messaging is, saying it's stuck in the 1970s, etc., but fails to mention the upgrade of Swift messages to bring it into the modern era. And yes, Swift is going to go under a huge upgrade, which is, with Swift GPI bringing speed and transparency to payments, with ISO 20022 enabling rich, efficient, and more compliant payments, and with transaction management services facilitating and orchestrating transactions between counterparties. These major developments taken together are delivering significant modernization of global payments. The problem here, though, is Swift GPI, which we will get into here in a second. But we do see a question down here, which is over here from Johnny, aka Sugarcoat, over on Twitter. We do see maybe it's Ripple bringing Swift into the 21st century, and there's an NDA attached. This could very well be the thing. Is Swift already utilizing Ripple technology? Here we have, from Joel Katz, we are very pleased to see payments get faster. Our strategy has been to position XRP as a settlement asset. The faster payments are, the more important it is that settlement is or be fast and cheap. The main reason we built RippleNet and XCurrent, which XCurrent has been rebranded to on-demand liquidity, was because payments were too slow for fast/cheap settlement to matter all that much. But now that payments are, a lot faster, settlement is the biggest problem here. And we do see if Swift wants to fix payments for us, that's great. It's one less thing that we have to do. And we do see perfect. Ripple will fix what they always wanted to fix, settlement. And yes, settlement is the big key, which, again, we will get to that here in a second. But we do see over here from Anderson yet again, the main reason we built RippleNet and XCurrent was because payments were too slow for fast/cheap settlement to matter all that much. Translation, back in 2017-2018, Swift payments messaging was too bad and slow to even use something like XRP alongside for settlement, which again, when you compare Ripple to Swift, the messaging format is the biggest thing to look at, aka payments. Payments is always the big comparison whenever you look at Swift GPI versus, RippleNet. The thing here, though, and the big game changer is settlement. XRP is unlocking massive amounts of value through on-demand liquidity, but also it's providing instant grade settlement, which is a huge obstacle that Swift has still not, found a solution for. That's why when we look at what their main focus is, going all the way back to 2018, we do see RippleNet perhaps. But one obvious pivot would be to be positioning XRP to settle Swift payments. That's why this would be the biggest game changer. This is what I want to see happen. In fact, I do think that this could very well be a possibility if Ripple does win the lawsuit, because again, what's there to stop Ripple from expanding rapidly after that? Nothing. They would have to try to kill the company. They would have to try to kill the entire industry. But again, that's what the lawsuit itself is all about, trying to kill and diminish this entire industry, try to kill Ripple in, their tracks right now. They've slowed them down, but they have not even come close to killing them because they continue to expand rapidly outside of the US. Now, I take you guys back to 2020, where Crypto Airy posted this initially on, and it says, a major Swift announcement slips under the radar. It's very bold. It opens the door for third parties to play a bigger role, enabling a link in additional services through the use of the API layer. Hello Ripple, hello XRP. And yeah, here we have Swift will enable instant and frictionless payments from account to account anywhere in the world with an end-to-end solution that combines international and domestic capabilities. We already know that recently Swift wants to utilize crypto. They actually want to utilize DLT for a lot of payment messaging as well as settlement. If they already are utilizing Ripple technology under an NDA, it would be very, very interesting to see what is going to happen next. Now, do I think that this is already live? Do I think that Swift is already utilizing Ripple tech? Not necessarily. I don't believe that is the case, but I do believe that at some point in time, they very well could be utilizing Ripple tech, utilizing XRP. this would be very, very interesting if they were to utilize XRP as a settlement mechanism, because Swift does transact massive amounts on a daily basis. Some people say it's upwards of $5 trillion per day. All we know is that they have a linkage to 11,000 plus financial institutions, which would be huge. It would be huge for XRP's value as well as volume. Now, Swift GPI versus RippleNet. Well, we know that Swift GPI is not a fundamental change in the history of finance. In fact, we do see over here from Brad Garlinghouse, Swift GPI is like putting a Ferrari shell on a Model T engine. It's a cosmetic upgrade on old infrastructure. Messaging is still not tied to settlement. It's unidirectional and can't solve for liquidity, which is the main focus point, right? It's the idea that messaging, right? You can have fast messaging. Fast messaging is not a big game changer. That's what Swift GPI has solved. Liquidity through settlement. Settlement is the biggest key aspect here. This is why I say the key is settlement. Having instant grade settlement on payments is the game changer. This is the full shift that we need in a technological advancement. Something very, very large is coming. I actually think that what XRP Darren said down here is perfect, right? We don't know what their intent is going forward, right? Because a lot of people think that this is centered on Ethereum. They wanted to slow down XRP so that they utilize Ethereum. We don't know what that is. All we know is that we do see crypto technologies can replace the services banks have to offer. CBDCs can replace banking entirely. A fundamental change is coming. The incumbents are using regulatory structure as a defense to keep the status quo. And yes, this will only end in technology advancing. A lot of people still believe, though, that Swift has already started to utilize crypto products. Are they utilizing XRP? Are they utilizing Ripple? You know, the thing is that we do see over here from documenting Ripple. This goes back to May 19th of this year, where we did see Swift collaborating with Capgemini to utilize crypto for cross-border payments. This was a big announcement because a lot of people said, like, okay, they're 100% utilizing XRP. We don't know that. We don't know that for sure. All we know is that they know that they need to fix settlement. Settlement is the big obstacle in the next revolutionary standard around payments. We do see Capgemini sees Ripple and XRP as the solution. The world will run on XRP. And here we have it. So we do see we're collaborating with Capgemini to explore how Swift can interlink the multiple domestic-based CBDC networks emerging worldwide to make cross-border payments with digital currencies more seamless and frictionless. And then over here, we do see Capgemini World of Payments 2021 report. Companies like Ripple and its XRP protocol are already being touted as the next phase of transformation in the global remittance service market. Platforms like Ripple have the potential to reduce settlement times from days to seconds and provide savings. Note it, global financial services behemoth Credit Suisse. Again, when we look at what's happening around this sector, it's very interesting. But one thing that I want to make known, one thing that I will say is that there is a large amount of names that are moving away from Swift. We do see over here from Bill Morgan over on Twitter. This got posted back on August 20th. You missed the news of several companies entering partnerships with Ripple to utilize on-demand liquidity, leveraging XRP to facilitate payments instead of utilizing Swift. Here's an extract from an Australian payment provider's website. It utilizes Ripple's on-demand liquidity and Swift for cross-border payments. So we do see down here. Now this is from FlashFX. Now they're not currently utilizing XRP in areas that are not Ripple enabled, but we do see in conjunction with Ripple payments, FlashFX also provides traditional Swift transfers to destinations or in currencies that are not yet Ripple enabled. We are proud to be among the only global international money transfer companies to offer this flexibility. So they offer the opportunity to utilize Ripple-enabled products, but Swift in areas that are not currently, XRP on-demand liquidity enabled. That's why it is such a crucial focus point to look at the obstacle in Ripple's way. That obstacle is regulatory issues. Once they get clarity for XRP, right? Once XRP has clarity, and once Ripple is unleashed, right? The company is unleashed from the SEC's shackles. We will see Ripple and XRP expand into every corner of the globe. When this happens, I want you all to understand that companies like FlashFX will offer on-demand liquidity, powered payments, and settlement everywhere they are doing business. Mind you, 300 plus financial institutions already tied to Ripple. On-demand liquidity expansions happening nearly every month. XRP making up 1/4 of Ripple's yearly revenue. I want you, or transactional volume and value, I should say, not revenue. I want you all to understand that these numbers are facts. We will continue to see these numbers grow rapidly. But once the regulatory uncertainty is out of question, it is game over. And if SWIFT does not innovate and solve for settlement, which I believe is what they are trying to do right now, as Ripple and XRP has been slowed, again, they might be utilizing XRP, we don't know. I want you all to understand that SWIFT will have no choice. SWIFT will have no choice to utilize Ripple products with XRP. They've positioned XRP to be the settlement mechanism on SWIFT. This would be game over territory. But we do see down here, used as a bridge currency for payments, that takes mere seconds to process, unlike a security, which just about the entire world understands except the SEC. Luckily, most other regulators in the world aren't so regressive as the SEC and classify XRP as not a security. The only thing slowing down even faster adoption of Ripple's use case for XRP is the SEC's lawsuit and absurd claim that XRP per se is a security, which perhaps you somehow endorse, even though 72,000 XRP holders the SEC is meant to protect actively oppose the SEC's lawsuit. Yes, as we come down the wire on the SEC lawsuit, I believe that it's nearing endgame territory for XRP, and it's only a matter of time. I'm very, very excited for what's going to happen next. Will SWIFT utilize XRP? Are they already utilizing XRP? We have no idea, but in my opinion, I do think that SWIFT will have no option but to utilize XRP if they wanted to remain a payment giant within the sector. Because again, they cannot solve for settlement. They have not solved for settlement yet, and it's been well over 4 years since Swift GPI. Swift GPI is not that big of an upgrade. I remember during 2018 when this got announced, everyone thought it was the end of the world for Ripple and XRP, and we since then realized, guess what? It wasn't that big of an upgrade anyways. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all, have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.